Good evening and welcome to News at 6. I am Sealdah-Ajmer. Let's take a look at the headlines first. Union Cabinet clears ordinance to penalise people holding scrapped 500 and 1,000 rupee notes after December 30th deadline. Penalties to include financial fines and jail term up to 4 years. Congress Vice-President Rahul Gandhi asks Prime Minister Narendra Modi how much black money has been recovered since demonetisation. BJP reacts saying Congress does not stand with the poor. Indian Olympic Association triggers public outcry after it names Suresh Kalmadi and Abhay Singh Chautala as lifetime presidents. Kalmadi declines position. And 15 coaches of Sealdah-Ajmer Express derail near Kanpur. No official reports of casualties. Over 50 people are injured. Now the news in detail. With just 2 days left to deposit old currency in the banks, the Union Cabinet today passed an ordinance to impose penalties for people holding scrapped 500 and 1,000 rupee denomination notes beyond the 30th December deadline. The penalty includes a hefty fine or imprisonment.
The Union Cabinet on Wednesday cleared the promulgation of an ordinance to penalise people holding scrapped 500 and 1,000 rupee notes after the end of the December 30th deadline. The specified banknote cessation of liabilities ordinance will remove liability of the government and the RBI on the demonetised 500 and 1,000 rupee notes. The penalty for holding old currency in excess of 10 notes may include financial fines and a jail term of up to 4 years in certain cases. Only selected RBI branches will accept the old currency post-December 30th. Opposition parties have meanwhile questioned the government's policies on the note ban.
Ideally, the government should have brought this law in the parliament during the winter session and the law should have been changed. But the government has chosen this backdoor ordinance method. We are opposed to this ordinance Raj, but the government is increasingly relying on ordinances because the government does not want to be answerable.
The Cabinet Committee chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi also approved a centrally sponsored scheme, namely Road Connectivity Project for left-wing extremism affected areas. The scheme is aimed at improving rural road connectivity in 44 adjoining districts in different states. Ravindra Sharan's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Rail fracture is suspected to be the possible reason for the Ajmer-Sealdah Express derailment today. Over 50 passengers were reportedly injured in the incident that took place nearly 70 kilometers from Kanpur. Investigations are on into what caused the accident. Railway Minister Suresh has meanwhile announced ex gratia for the injured passengers.
In the early hours of Wednesday, 15 coaches of Sealdah-Ajmer Express derailed near Rura, 70 kilometers from Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh.
अगर जैसे ऊपर नीचे हो गई थी वो उधर पुलिया वो देखा तो यानी सबसे पहले मैं निकल के बाहर देखा था उधर तो देखा तो सारा यूं का डिपार्टमेंट खराब हो गया था बहुत हालत खराब हो गई हमारी
इन दुर्घटना हुई वाकई में बहुत बड़ा हादसा था परंतु यहाँ के लोकल लोगों ने और यहाँ के प्रशासन ने काफ़ी सहयोग किया.
The incident took place when the train was crossing a bridge over a dry canal.
15 coaches of this train got derailed. The coaches which got derailed were 6th from the engine and up to 20th Biswa, 20th from the engine. They got derailed. The preliminary information indicates that there are no casualties in this unfortunate accident. There could be some minor injuries, minor bruises.
पुलिस की तरफ से जो भी ज़रूरी मदद थी वो समय से पहुंच गई थी. कानपुर नगर से एम्बुलेंस आ गई थी. गाड़ियां पैसेंजर के लिए गाड़ियां लगवा दी गई थी और ये सब ऑपरेशन इंजर्ड को हॉस्पिटल लाने का काम बहुत जल्दी से पूरा कर लिया गया।
All passengers were pulled out from the derailed coaches with the help of local residents and the Kanpur police. The injured passengers were admitted to the nearest hospitals, while the stranded passengers were taken to the Kanpur railway station. Railway Minister Suresh has been monitoring the situation and said all assistance is being provided to those injured. He also said a thorough investigation will be carried out to ascertain the cause of the accident.
माननीय रेल मंत्री जी ने निर्देश दिए हैं कि घायलों का इलाज बहुत बेहतर तरीके से हो, रिलीफ और रेस्क्यू मुस्तैदी से किया जाए। वो घटनाक्रम पर बराबर नजर रखे हुए हैं। घटना में किसी के मारे जाने की खबर और पुष्टि नहीं हुई है। हर हादसा रेलवे के लिए एक दुखद और दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना होती है और हर हादसे को हम एक चुनौती के रूप में लेते हैं, गंभीरता से लेते हैं और ओवर द इयर्स हमने काफी करेक्टिव मेजर्स लिए।
As of now, the Delhi-Havra route via Kanpur has been temporarily closed and several trains have been derouted while some stand cancelled. This is the second rail accident in the Kanpur division within 2 months. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi has once again targeted the Prime Minister on the issue of demonetisation and allegations of corruption against him. He was addressing party workers at 132nd Foundation Day of the Congress Party.
Congress Vice-President Rahul Gandhi's list of questions for Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday included how much black money had been recovered since demonetisation was announced on November 8th.
50 परिवारों के लिए प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने ये यज्ञ किया है। नुकसान गरीब लोगों का हुआ है, बलि गरीब लोगों की चढ़ाई गई है, किसानों की, मजदूरों की, छोटे दुकानदारों की, युवाओं की। इन सब ग्रुप्स को नुकसान हुआ है और इस नुकसान के लिए सरकार को इनको कॉम्पेंसेशन देना चाहिए।
The Congress leader also attacked the government for putting a limit on withdrawal of money from banks, saying the government cannot stake a claim on people's hard-earned money.
जो पैसा नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने बैंक्स में डलवाया है, वो हिंदुस्तान के लोगों का पैसा है, वो हिंदुस्तान की सरकार का पैसा नहीं है, बैंक्स का पैसा नहीं है। तो जो लिमिट लगाई गई है 24,000 रुपए की, उस लिमिट को अब आप हटाइए, क्योंकि इस लिमिट से आप हिंदुस्तान की फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस छीन रहे हैं, हमारे लोगों की फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस आप छीन रहे हैं। उनकी फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस उनको आप वापस दीजिए।
While addressing the Congress Foundation Day in the morning, Gandhi had said that the notes ban is an example of how the Modi government has fostered fear among people.
किसान को जबरदस्त चोट लगी है। किसान का आप कर्जा माफ कीजिए और 20% एमएसपी पे आप बोनस दीजिए, जो उनका अभी पिछले 2 महीने में नुकसान हुआ है। बीपीएल परिवार की हर महिला को आप 25,000 रुपए दीजिए, उनके बैंक में, उनके अकाउंट में आप डालिए।
However, the BJP was quick to react, saying the Congress does not stand with the poor.
The spurious issues that Rahul Gandhi raises have no traction with the people whatsoever. He's actually speaking for the elite and he's speaking for the rich, whereas the poor are only concerned about integrity in public life. They are concerned about their own income, and they are concerned about every citizen of this country paying up their taxes and not keeping unaccounted black money.
The Congress leader has been relentlessly attacking the Prime Minister and his government on the issue of demonetisation over the past few weeks, keeping up the pressure in every rally he addresses. But the BJP has also been relentless in its counter-attacks. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The Samajwadi Party Supremo Mulayam Singh Yadav on Wednesday announced a list of 325 candidates of the total 403 assembly seats in Uttar Pradesh. Mulayam said that the names of candidates for the rest of the seats will be announced soon. Out of the 325 candidates announced, 176 are sitting MLAs. Addressing the media in Lucknow, the SP chief has also ruled out any pre-poll alliance with any party. Mulayam also announced the name of his brother, Shivpal Yadav, from the Jaswant Nagar assembly seat. However, Akhilesh Yadav's name did not appear in the list, which was announced in the absence of Chief Minister.
तो एक 4200 को रावपा ने आदर में रहकर के बातचीत की है। इतना डेमोक्रेटिक सिस्टम किसी पार्टी में नहीं है कि हर उम्मीदवार से बात की हो। ये तो पहली बार कह दिया, समाजवादी पार्टी का किसी से गठबंधन नहीं होगा।
Viral Acharya was appointed the Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank of India. Acharya comes from an academic background. Before joining RBI, he was serving as CV Star Professor of Economics in the Department of Finance at New York University. Media reports also said he has research interests in regulation of banks, corporate finance, credit risk and asset pricing. Acharya is also recipient of numerous awards, the latest being the Rising Star in Finance Award. The Appointments Committee of the Cabinet cleared his appointment for 3 years. Let's now take a look at some more news and updates from across the country in Nationwide. Clashes broke out at the AIADMK headquarters in Chennai on Wednesday on the eve of party's General Council meeting. The protest occurred when Rajya Sabha member Shashikala Pushpa's husband and lawyers arrived to submit nomination papers for the post of party General Secretary. Shashikala Pushpa's husband, lawyers and supporters suffered injuries as party cadre attacked them. The incident comes just a day ahead of the party's General Council meeting that will elect the party's new General Secretary. Former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh Sundar Lal Patwa today died at an age of 92 after suffering a heart attack. Prime Minister Narendra Modi condoled the death of Sundar Lal Patwa and described him as a hard-working and dedicated leader. BJP President Amit Shah also expressed his condolences over the demise of the veteran party leader. The Enforcement Directorate has arrested a manager of a Kotak Bank branch in Delhi. This is in connection with its money laundering probe in a criminal case of detection of 9 alleged fake accounts with deposits worth 34 crores post-demonetization. Police had also arrested 2 persons last week for allegedly depositing black money worth 34 crore rupees in 9 fake accounts being operated in the bank in Delhi. Let's take a short break here.
People see Mr. Chautala and Mr. Oman Chandy as 2 power centers.
When the party is in crisis, there is no room for conflict or fighting.
Your members lost the trust of the majority as well as the minority sections.
It will have recoiled itself. Congress will have the support of every community in the state.
You have pointed out a striking similarity between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Chief Minister of Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan. How does one really understand this similarity?
Both are autocrats.
Watch to the point with Leader of the Opposition in Kerala Assembly, Ramesh Chennithala, only on Rajya Sabha television. Rajo Ki Baoli, located in Mehroli, is considered the most ornamental of Baolis in the national capital. It was built by Daulat Khan during the reign of Sikandar Lodhi in 1516. Rajo refers to masons who used it. The entire structure is subterranean, so only the topmost story is visible as the visitor approaches. Walk towards its steps and each lower level slowly reveals itself. The top floor has a row of arched niches. There are 3 levels going down with 66 steps. The Baoli complex has a 12-pillar tomb and a mosque with plaster decoration on it. Carved brackets support the chhajja below the parapet. There are rooms behind this arcade, meant for shade and shelter for visitors. The Baoli combines Islamic architecture with hints of Hindu engravings and geometric designs.
Welcome back. In a historic visit, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and US President Barack Obama laid wreaths for the victims of Pearl Harbor at the USS Arizona Memorial. Japanese Prime Minister offered condolences to the people who were killed in the Japanese attack on 7 December 1941. Abe's trip comes 75 years after Japan mounted a surprise attack on the naval base that thrust the United States into the Second World War. US President Barack Obama has visited the city of Hiroshima in May this year.
オバマ大統領、アメリカ国民の皆さん、世界のさまざまな国の皆さん、私は日本国総理大臣としてこの地で
Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe offering condolences to the Pearl Harbor victims 75 years after Japan mounted a surprise attack on the naval base that thrust the US into the Second World War. Abe was accompanied by US President Barack Obama, making it the first visit by the leaders of both countries. The Japanese Prime Minister praised the US for its efforts to mend relations with Japan following the war between the two countries. He called the renewed alliance between the countries an alliance of hope.
今までにも増して世界を覆う幾多の困難に共に立ち向かう同盟です。明日を開く希望の
US President Barack Obama said Abe's visit showed the power of reconciliation, adding that together they wanted to send a message to the world that there was more to be won in peace than in war.
Today, the alliance between the United States and Japan, bound not only by shared interests but also rooted in common values, stands as the cornerstone of peace and stability in the Asia-Pacific and a force for progress around the globe. Our alliance has never been stronger. In good times and in bad, we are there for each other.
The two leaders stood solemnly in front of a wall inscribed with the names of those who died in the 1941 attack and took part in a brief wreath-laying ceremony. Earlier, both leaders held a summit meeting in Hawaii where they held talks on strengthening bilateral ties. Japanese forces attacked Pearl Harbor on the morning of December 7, 1941, killing 2,300 US servicemen. The war ended shortly after the US dropped 2 atomic bombs on Japan in August 1945. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Let's now take a look at some international news stories in Global Buzz. A bomb attack targeted a member of Afghanistan's parliament in Kabul, wounding him and several other people. An MP from Bamiyan province and his son were wounded in the blast. There were no immediate claims or responsibility for the attack. The vehicle in which the MP was travelling was destroyed, while others were also badly damaged. Last week, another member of parliament was targeted by a suicide bomber who killed 7 people. Turkey and Russia have agreed on a proposal for a general ceasefire in Syria and will aim to put it into effect by midnight on Wednesday night. The two sides reached a consensus that focuses on expanding the ceasefire that was established in Aleppo this month. Meanwhile, airstrikes have killed at least 22 people, including 10 children in eastern Syria. The raids hit an Islamic State-controlled village, killing 12 people from one family and 10 from another. Search teams have recovered another flight recorder from a military plane that crashed into the Black Sea, killing all 92 on board. The first flight recorder was found on Tuesday, and experts are already analyzing its data. The Tu-154 of the Russian Defense Ministry crashed into the sea on Sunday, 2 minutes after taking off in good weather from Sochi. 15 bodies and 239 body fragments have so far been recovered from the crash site. Let's take one more short break here.
सियालदाह-अजमेर एक्सप्रेस हादसे का शिकार। कानपुर के पास 15 डिब्बे पटरी से उतरे, 50 से ज्यादा घायल। कहां हुई चूक? देखिए पहली खबर, एक और रेल हादसा शाम 7 बजे।
The prolific British poet and story writer Joseph Rudyard Kipling, one of the first masters of short stories in English. In 1894 appeared his Jungle Book, which became a children's classic all over the world. Kim, the story of Kimball O'Hara and his adventures in the Himalayas, is perhaps his most felicitous work published. Set in and concerned with India he had come to know and love so well. In 1907, Kipling became the first English language writer to receive the Nobel Prize for Literature.
Welcome back. Suresh Kalmadi today declined to take over the Indian Olympic Association life presidency. This comes a day after Sports Ministry issued a show-cause notice to the IOA stating that all ties will be cut with the National Olympic Body until Kalmadi and Abhay Singh Chautala were removed from the positions. Both Kalmadi and Chautala were unanimously selected as IOA life presidents by 150 members yesterday, disregarding corruption cases against them.
A day after he was named lifetime president of the Indian Olympic Association along with Abhay Singh Chautala, Suresh Kalmadi on Wednesday declined the position. This was after the Sports Ministry issued a show-cause notice to IOA, saying all ties with the association will remain cut off till Kalmadi and Abhay Singh Chautala are removed. On Tuesday, Sports Minister Vijay Goyal had lashed out at the decision, calling it totally unacceptable.
उनको शोकास नोटिस भेज रहे हैं, जिसका जवाब वो देंगे। जब तक इन दोनों लोगों को, सुरेश कलमाड़ी और अभय चौटाला को निकाला नहीं जाता या ये जब तक त्याग पत्र नहीं देते, तब तक आईओ के साथ हम किसी प्रकार की डीलिंग नहीं करेंगे।
The IOA claimed that the posts were honorary and that no executive authority will be given to them. It stated that it had taken a constitutionally legitimate decision.
Is a honorary post in which, they have no role to play. See how the decisions are taken in the IOA. See who are the members of the IOA. The members are the elected representative in the sports federations, number one, 3 vote होते हैं उनके, and the state Olympic committee chairman and the general secretary. They cannot go against the national federation.
The IOA named Kalmadi and Chautala as life presidents at its annual general meeting in Chennai on Tuesday. The decision sparked instant anger as both have faced serious corruption charges in the past. Many sections instantly demanded a rollback of the decision.
It's not surprising for me because I've been watching these people in sports arena, in federations, IOA for last 35 years and nothing has changed corruption-wise, the way they handle the athletes like slaves. So whatever has happened, Kalmadi and Chautala, all these people are supported by all IOA, all the federations, and they are made life presidents. I'm not surprised.
Kalmadi served as IOA president from 1996 to 2011 and was jailed for 10 months for his involvement in the 2010 Delhi Commonwealth Games corruption scandal but was later released on bail. Chautala, on the other hand, served as the president of the IOA from December 2012 to February 2014 when the sports body was suspended by the parent International Olympic Committee for fielding charge-sheeted candidates at the elections. His election as IOA chief was annulled by the IOC. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Russian officials have for the first time admitted to mass doping in the country's sports system months after a state-sponsored doping scandal surfaced earlier this year. According to the New York Times, the Russian officials said it was an institutional conspiracy but denied it was a state-sponsored program. Russian sports officials had previously denied the existence of any doping operation, even as the International Olympic Committee opened disciplinary proceedings against several Russian athletes. The latest WADA reports claimed more than 1,000 Russians benefited from a doping cover-up between 2011 and 2015. More than 100 Russian athletes were banned from competing at the Olympics in Rio this year after the International Olympic Committee set criteria for Russian athletes to meet, including a clean doping past and sufficient testing at international events.
Соглашение с британским антидопинговым агентством, которое планирует тестирование российских спортсменов. Мы заключили соглашение с частными компаниями по отбору проб. Это со шведской компанией DTM и с немецкой PwC. Они непосредственно отбирают пробы у российских спортсменов.
That's all in this news bulletin. Keep watching Rajya Sabha Television.